All right, so that had me thinking of another one. That had me thinking of dumbbell flies. So, oh, it looks like someone didn't put one of our dumbbells back. Sons of bitches. Anyways, I'll deal with that another time. So we're doing dumbbell flies. So dumbbell flies are very similar to cable crossover in the sense that it's a similar motion. It's one I see people doing something wrong all the time. So let me just grab some light weights so we don't stress anything. We'll grab these 20s here. Where the hell are those 150s? Oh, there they are. That's one thing that's funny, is you get people in here that try to lift weights and they think they're big and strong, and then they're so strong they can unrack them. Can't put them back. Obviously not too strong, you can't even put your goddamn weights back. Maybe you shouldn't unrack them in the first place. That's just me. So, well, there's a lot of weak people out there. So here's the thing. As my shirt says, don't be weak. So we're going to go over this. It's dumbbell flies. Now, you don't want to wait where you feel like you're going to rip your arm out of the socket. Obviously, when I'm giving these basic instructions, this is assuming you're semi-new to this, or maybe a younger person semi-new. A lot of this stuff, I get it. Like if you've been doing this for 20 years, you probably know all this, and you're looking at me like, Tino, why are you telling me this bullshit? But I'm doing this because I see people do a lot of dumb stuff, and I'm not a rocket scientist with weights, but I know a thing or two. And so it might seem like I'm just going over basics or I'm being repetitive about stuff, but I'm going to probably repeat some of the same concepts all the time throughout all these different series we're going to do, because it's just basic stuff people can't master. If you can't do the basic shit, you're going to have a hell of a time growing. Because this is bodybuilding. I get it, like powerlifting, weightlifting, and then there's bodybuilding, there's just weekend warriors. Everyone's different, but when it comes to it, if you're here to actually build muscle efficiently, that's number one over strength or anything else. You want to build muscle, and technically it's bodybuilding, hypertrophy, and that's what I'm trying to show you how to do the exercises right. We're not trying to make an explosive, strong defensive lineman chest. We're here to make you a big bodybuilder chest. So, first off, we'll get some light weights. Give you an example, the 20s. You put your feet on the ground. I like to keep them up. Sometimes I'll cross my feet. But we'll keep them here just for purposes right now. Keep it simple. So, see where my arms are? Shoulders are tucked back. Arms aren't way out here. Okay, a lot of people go too far. So they're about here. So that's a good shot. You can see what I'm talking about. So they're about here. I'm not starting down here. They're just sitting comfortable. They're just hanging where they're naturally going to hang. Everyone's slightly different biomechanically. I mean, we're all humans, so we're pretty damn close, but there's going to be some slight differences in shoulder mobility. I have a shoulder issue, so my left shoulder might look a little funky. Just watch the right one. So you watch this. Watch my arms. See how they are? They're bent, and they stay bent, but they straighten out a little bit at the top. Now, as I said earlier, the tree hugging thing doesn't work when you do this. Because if you watch, and I keep my shoulders back, and I'm flexing my chest, if I try doing the tree hugging thing, okay, what's going to happen? These are going to want to fall down on me. Because the idea is, dumbbells are very inefficient for doing chest when it comes to fly motions. That's why cables are better, to be honest with you. But a lot of people still do it, so I'm just going to show it to you. I still do it. I probably shouldn't. That's not the most efficient exercise. But, because the way the weight's working, so the weight's pushing down on my arms right now. So it's engaging my chest. Now it's pressing straight down on my shoulders. So my shoulders and triceps are keeping it up. But it's taking some off the tricep, because see how my elbows are, it's kind of straight. Now if I was like this, it'd be my tricep holding it this whole time. So they're here, and I'm just trying to squeeze the chest at the top. There's no reason to do this. I see every asshole do this. Just doing it, I don't know if they think making the noise does something. Doesn't make it any stronger. Just fucks up my dumbbells. So don't do that. So the idea is you keep your elbows back. Now I'm going to do totally the perfect form I'll show you. Elbows back, your chest can be up in the air, slightly arched. You don't have to do a powerlifter arch. We're not trying to get my chest to touch the ceiling. Just slightly arched. Arms at my side comfortably. They're about here. See where my elbows are? They're not up here. They're not down here. They're just where they hang naturally. And they're tensed because they're like this. And I squeeze my chest. And the whole thing is the whole time you're squeezing your chest. Now you couldn't squeeze your chest. You'd squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And if you did the dumbbell thing, the hugging tree thing, you're no longer squeezing your chest here. Now you're fighting your triceps. So as the top goes up, you kind of straighten them out a little bit. Squeeze your chest. That's all you need. They don't need to touch. Now they will touch if you get big enough dumbbells. They're going to naturally touch. But that doesn't mean anything. There's no reason to cross them. I've seen all types of weird shit. I've seen people do this. They'll have them here and they'll come up. There is a place for that, but that's not this. That's a different motion. It's more of an incline thing. We'll go over that another time. But all you're doing is straight across. Pretty straightforward. And the big thing is, you can see my chest flex probably. You flex your chest. Down. Flex your chest. And what you want to do in all these, you can do this 100 goddamn miles an hour, like a lot of people will do. But it's not ideal for building muscle. Realistically, it's like a 1, 2, 3. Now it's more like a 2 up, 3 down. So it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's no reason to explode up. We're not trying to get from point A to point B. It should be the same tension all the way through. So in this motion, you're not trying to get from here to here as fast as possible. Okay? It's just constant tension. It's always about constant tension on the way up, on the way down. So that explosive stuff doesn't really have its place in bodybuilding. So that's pretty straightforward. My arms are getting really tired now, but I'm gonna set these down. Same thing, even with this, that's all you gotta do. So practice without any weights. Pretty straightforward, right here, here. Don't know why I see people do it other ways. It's pretty common sense. Same thing with incline. I'll show you the variation another day when we do all this different chest stuff. I'm just showing you some key exercises that people screw up all the time. That's really it for flat dumbbell flies. I'm trying to think. We're gonna do some curls next. I'm gonna show you something that's always wrong with curls.